Hello, welcome to Commonculo Chanel. Today, the topic is tributing the 60th anniversary of the very first Seiko dive watch from 1965, the now legendary 62 MAS. But curiously, the headlining release for this celebration is referencing a watch from 1968 instead. I'm talking, of course, about the Ref. 6159 with its hulking, monoblock case and high beak movement that would eventually go on to inspire the Marinemaster line. The Seiko Marinemaster Professional SLA081 is the latest, and possibly greatest, member of that collection, sporting titanium monoblock construction, an innovative bezel retention system, 600 meters of water resistance, and a grand Seiko-derived movement. It might not look like the 62 MAS, but it certainly feels like a worthy successor. SLA081. Getting the size out of the way first, it's 45.4 mm across, with a thickness of 16 mm and lug-to-lug of 50.4 mm. We often point out how the diameter is not the be-all end-all of sizing, but in this case, it's just as good an indication as any, as this is a proper beast on the wrist. There is a but here, and that's the titanium case material. This watch is by no means lightweight, but I can't imagine the heft if it was in steel. The coolest part is undoubtedly the one-piece case construction, referencing the super collectible Ref. 6159 from the late 60s and early 70s. By removing a potential access point via the caseback, Seiko has to install the movement and dial from the front of the watch. You'll also notice there's no helium escape valve despite the SLA081 sporting 600 meters of water resistance, so how does it prevent the watch from exploding during decompression? Just like the titanium case material, here the SLA081 takes inspiration from yet another Seiko legend, the first ever tuna from 1975. Alongside the novel case material, the tuna introduced a special L gasket that prevents helium from entering the watch in the first place. The dial is no less unique than the case, though it goes about it a bit more subtly. At first glance, it might appear a little odd that such an expensive watch would opt for simple pad printing for its indices. The truth is a lot cooler than that. The Marinemaster SLA081 has indices that are actually part of the dial, as they're pressed out into their convex shape from a single blank. As a result, the dials are better protected against shocks, as the indices could fall off, but still have a three-dimensional effect. Seiko further emphasized the three-dimensionality by covering the whole dial in a thick layer of transparent lacquer that sits at the same height as the rehaut. As a result, the dial surface itself is flat, but the textured pattern below shifts and reflects like no dial I've seen before, helped by the gradient abyss blue finish. I know this is a watch made to meet the demands of deep-sea diving, but I could just as easily see this dial on a dressy Grand Seiko. It really is that good. A common point of contention for many Seiko fans are their bracelets, which admittedly sometimes feel like a bit of an afterthought. Seiko has clearly taken notice, as their latest releases have all carefully considered this element of the watch, and the Marinemaster Professional SLA081 is no different. The multi-link, multi-finish bracelet is supremely comfortable thanks to its rounded links, and tapers down from the wide lugs so as not to feel overbearing. The clasp is still quite bulky, though finished just as well as the rest of the bracelet, and offers divers extension functionality. It's not as seamless as some toolless micro adjusts out there, but it's certainly utilitarian, which is fitting for the rest of the watch. Here I can't even talk about being hidden behind a screw-down caseback, as there simply isn't one, but Seiko still includes a medallion with its signature wave insignia. The 8L45 is new to the Seiko catalog, also featuring in the new King's Seiko VANAC line, and is derived from the Grand Seiko 9S65 9th S68 line. It sports a 72-hour power reserve, upping it significantly from its 8L35 9th S55 predecessor thanks to a thinner and longer mainspring, though unlike those original, high-beat Seiko professional divers, it only beats at 4 Hz. The Seiko Prospex Marinemaster Professional SLA081 is a limited edition of 600 pieces, available in July 2025. Price: $4,600 United States dollars, $7,200 Australian dollars.